Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro has publicly confirmed that he held what he described as a respectful and friendly telephone conversation with United States President Donald Trump. The announcement was made in Caracas on December 3, 2025, during an address broadcast by Venezuelan state television, and it immediately drew regional attention because it marks the highest level direct communication between the two governments in months. The phone call occurred at a moment when tensions between Washington and Caracas have reached their sharpest point since early 2019. In recent weeks, the two sides have exchanged criticism over sanctions, airspace disruptions, and the suspension of commercial flights between several Latin American countries and Venezuela, following operational concerns linked to U.S. counter-narcotics activities in the Caribbean. Maduro's confirmation of the call therefore introduces an unexpected diplomatic development in a period otherwise defined by mistrust and limited engagement. During his televised remarks, Maduro described the call as cordial and emphasized the tone rather than the detailed content of the conversation. The Venezuelan president began by stating, "I received a phone call and spoke with the President of the United States, Donald Trump. I can say that the conversation was conducted in a respectful tone. I can even say that it was friendly between the President of the United States and the President of Venezuela." This is the first time Caracas has acknowledged a direct presidential-level discussion since the deterioration of bilateral ties earlier in the year. Maduro did not specify which side initiated the call, though his phrasing suggests that the United States made the outreach. No parallel statement from Washington has been released so far, and U.S. officials have not immediately commented on the matter. The absence of confirmation from the White House leaves several questions unresolved, including the agenda, duration, and intended diplomatic purpose of the communication. Relations between Venezuela and the United States have remained strained due to long-standing disputes over sanctions targeting the Venezuelan oil sector, financial institutions, and senior members of the Maduro government. Sanctions currently restrict Venezuela's ability to trade in global markets, access international credit, and purchase certain equipment, contributing to years of economic instability. Caracas argues that these measures constitute coercive pressure that undermines national sovereignty. Washington maintains that the sanctions are a response to concerns about governance, human rights, and Venezuela's political and judicial structure. The timing of the phone call is particularly notable because it occurred amid renewed controversy surrounding U.S. maritime and aerial operations near the Venezuelan coast. Recent U.S. strikes on suspected drug trafficking vessels in the Caribbean have drawn attention across the region, triggering concerns over the scope of Washington's military activities. Venezuelan officials have previously questioned whether certain communications and navigation disruptions experienced in regional airspace might be linked to U.S. electronic warfare capabilities, though the Pentagon has not confirmed any such actions. These regional tensions escalated further when Panama suspended all flights to and from Venezuela following allegations of unexplained interference affecting commercial aviation routes. Venezuela has publicly challenged the decision and has accused unnamed foreign actors of creating instability in regional transportation flows. The United States has not issued a statement connecting itself to the aviation challenges noted by Panama, but Venezuelan authorities continue to frame the situation as part of a broader pattern of pressure directed at Caracas. Given this backdrop, the revelation of a direct presidential phone call stands out as an unexpected shift in tone. Maduro framed the conversation as potentially opening a path toward renewed engagement. In a second audio statement, he elaborated on this interpretation, saying, "If this call means that we are taking steps toward a respectful dialogue, state to state, country to country, then welcome to dialogue, welcome to diplomacy." This message was aimed at reinforcing the idea that Caracas is willing to re-establish formal channels if they are grounded in the principles of mutual respect and non-interference. Venezuela has repeatedly emphasized that any dialogue with Washington must address sanctions relief, respect for national institutions, and improved economic access. Over the last year, the Venezuelan government has also voiced concerns over what it views as foreign involvement in internal political processes. USSC Officials, on the other hand, have maintained that democratic conditions, judicial reforms, and guarantees for political freedoms are essential elements of any substantive negotiation. The re-emergence of direct contact does not necessarily signal a policy shift from either side. However, it reflects an acknowledgement that the diplomatic deadlock has persisted for months without any significant movement. Attempts at indirect dialogue, including limited discussions facilitated by regional partners, have produced few results. Although humanitarian cooperation and migration issues have been periodically addressed through technical channels, high-level political discussions have been almost non-existent until now. Caracas is likely to interpret the call as an opportunity to influence the broader strategic narrative in the region. Venezuela has sought to strengthen ties with neighboring countries and strategic partners in Asia and the Middle East as a means of offsetting U.S. pressure. Despite this diversification, the United States remains a central factor in Venezuela's economic landscape, particularly regarding oil exports, shipping access, and international financing. For Washington, any communication with Caracas may reflect broader regional priorities, including counter-narcotics operations, migration flows, and the stability of commercial air routes across Latin America. The Biden administration previously maintained a cautious stance toward Caracas, and under President Trump's current term, Washington has increased pressure on Latin American trafficking networks while calling for stronger cooperation from regional partners. The fact that Maduro chose to disclose the call so prominently underscores the domestic significance of the development for Venezuela. The country continues to face economic challenges, including inflation, currency fluctuations, reduced oil output, and shortages of imported goods. Diplomatic isolation and sanctions have contributed to limited access to external financing and delayed recovery of key industries. Any perception of potential relief, even through exploratory diplomatic contact, may be used by the government to signal progress to the Venezuelan public. International observers will likely assess whether the call represents a tactical exchange or the beginning of a more durable communication channel. Historically, brief openings in the US-Venezuela relationship have been followed by periods of renewed confrontation. For example, previous attempts to negotiate humanitarian measures or electoral conditions have stalled over disagreements regarding implementation and verification mechanisms. The latest conversation, while symbolically important, does not yet indicate a concrete shift in policy from either government. In the absence of further details, questions remain about the specific subjects discussed between Trump and Maduro. Analysts note that the United States has recently been working to reconfigure certain regional partnerships, while Venezuela has been attempting to stabilize its domestic economy. These overlapping priorities could have contributed to the decision to reopen contact, even if temporarily. For now, officials in Caracas have positioned the call as a positive diplomatic gesture. State media coverage has emphasized the respectful tone of the exchange and highlighted the possibility of future discussions. Washington's silence suggests that the U.S. government may still be evaluating how to frame or respond to the disclosure. No follow-up meeting has been announced, and neither side has outlined the next steps, if any, for diplomatic engagement. Without official confirmation from the U.S. government, the implications of the call remain limited to Maduro's interpretation and the broader geopolitical context in which it occurred. As the situation develops, regional governments will watch closely for signs of further dialogue or renewed confrontation. The outcome will likely depend on whether both sides can identify areas of common interest while managing long-standing disagreements on political, economic, and security issues. In summary, President Nicolás Maduro has confirmed a respectful and friendly phone conversation with U.S. President Donald Trump, framing it as a possible opening toward renewed dialogue, while major bilateral disputes and the absence of a U.S. statement leave the future of the relationship uncertain.